the Senior Break. I'm one of your hosts, Jessica Nichols.
And I am Dawn Medici. Welcome.
And we have a special guest here, Angela Schultz. She's the new Executive Director over at Independence Village of Waterstone. Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us today.
Of course.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. I'm a dietitian. I've been a dietitian for 10 years, and I've worked in the long-term care setting for 8. I'm new to Independence Villages for only the past 3 months, but I'm very excited to be there.
We're super happy to have her. She's a wonderful resource. If anyone needs anything, she is the go-to for sure.
So tell us what a typical day has been for you at Independence Village since you've started.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard question.
Okay.
But my day looks a little bit different, but my goal is to just interact with the different leadership staff and meet the needs of the resident and make sure they have the best experience they can in our community.
So what do you love best about your new community?
Probably that flexibility that I have, and everyone genuinely has the best interest of the resident in mind and making that experience the best for them.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, she's been doing a really great job. We're super happy to have her.
Thanks.
Well, I'm happy to have you part of our community too, and as an additional resource for Parks and Recreation and just our community in general. That's awesome. So welcome, and I look forward to working with you.
Me too. Thank you.
Yes. So what is new and up and coming at Independence Village?
So coming up on March 7th, which is a Monday, we have our state breakfast hosted by the Chamber at our community. It's where you're going to hear from local officials. They speak on the Oxford community and what the future holds. And if anyone is interested in coming, it's a great networking, meeting all the officials, seeing our community and experiencing Chef Brian's wonderful food. If you're interested, contact the Oxford Chamber. You can call Amy directly, and her phone number is 248-628-0410. So that's Monday the 7th. And then on Tuesday the 8th, Dawn and I have partnered for the second part of our Senior Safety Series. It is going to be on Tuesday, March 8th, and it is with Heather from Simple Organic. She's going to talk about nutrition, all the ins and outs of it, what to expect. So it should be really great. I know we have a bunch of people signed up already, so make sure you register today to save your seat.
Yep, so if you're interested in attending that nutrition session, please contact the Parks and Recreation at 248-628-1720 and get registered. It is free, so we just need a count so that we can let Chef Brian know so he can prepare the right amount of food for the guests. Yes,
yep. Your lunch is included, so you don't want to miss that.
Right, and it's a great way to meet others in the community as well as learn about some nutrition. And Simple Organics, Heather from Simple Organics is right here in our backyard, right on M24, and she has a wealth of knowledge and insight that she is welcome and excited to share with those in the community. So please don't miss this opportunity to come get some great information. Right?
Yeah. What else is coming up with Senior Center?
Well, let's stick with the Senior Safety Series because after the March 8th date, we have one planned for April.
Yes, April 12th.
April 12th, yeah. And our topic for April the 12th is mindful movement.
And it's with Colette. Many of you know her. Many of you have taken classes with her. So she is great at what she does. She does the Silver Sneakers program. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a way to use your mindful movements for relaxation and to kind of stress relief and stuff like that.
Yes. So currently she's offering the Silver Sneakers therapeutic movement class in the Oxford Senior Center. She's there Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10:30 to 11:15. And it's just gentle movement. She does talk a little bit about mindfulness and how to listen to your body. And it's a great form of exercise that's not intense. So she's going to bring some of that knowledge and expertise with her to this Senior Safety Series in April. So if you haven't had a chance to check out her class or can't make it, Oxford Community Television has taped some of her classes. You can find that on YouTube, Oxford Community or OCTV YouTube, and see some of those classes and get to know Colette, and maybe then come out for another lunch and some education from Colette back in April. So
exciting stuff. We're excited to have, this is the second round of our Senior Safety Series. We did another one last fall, and it was such a great turnout. There were such great takeaways. It was a great way to get seniors involved and to mingle. You know, everyone's coming back from COVID. And so it's a great way to get back out there and just have some fun.
Yes, so please join us for those events out at Independence Village. So, right? All right. And in addition, don't forget about the Brown Bag event that St. Joseph Mercy of Oakland is hosting on Friday, March the 4th. That starts at noon and will go to 4 o'clock. You can get a free one-on-one consult with a pharmacist who will, it's going to be really nice. Yes, because how often do you get to go into your pharmacy and sit down with your pharmacist and have a conversation? So this will give you an opportunity. You bring your medications with you or a list of your medications with you, and the pharmacist will give you a one-on-one consult and kind of go through all your medication and make sure that you are having your medication when you should have your medication, and if you should have food with your medication, and all of that need-to-know information the pharmacist will be able to go over with you.
So when you register for this, do you get like an appointment slot, or is it kind of first come, first serve?
Yep, it's a drop-in, so you come anytime between the hours of 12 and 4. There'll be a couple of other people there to help assist with the process, because they're also going to be doing blood pressure checks. They're going to be offering, I believe, flu and shingles, or pneumonia and shingles vaccines. So if you're in need of a vaccine, that would be a great time to come out as well. And I believe Anita is going to be there and offer some additional balance and support, and information that she'll be able to share with you one-on-one as well. So there's going to be a few things available to you. It's kind of almost like a mini health fair.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're available, come on out 12 to 4 on Friday, March the 4th, and join us for that great free, again, another free event for all of you in our community. So,
Awesome. So, all right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we have some more exciting stuff going on in the community.
All right.
Hi, I'm Evan Carr. I'm in AmeriCorps Vista.
I'm Connie Miller from Free Meal Program in Connie's Kitchen.
So Connie, how did the Meals program begin?
It started about 13 years ago. It was called Community Meals. It was kind of overseen by Love Inc., and there were several area churches involved. Then last year, it kind of all changed. Last year everything changed. That program basically stopped for, I don't know, months, I guess. But then we became Free Meals, and we never stopped.
So how did COVID impact the Free Meals program?
Well, that kind of is what caused the break. We had served in the church on a Wednesday night. We talked to our guests and the team, because we knew something was coming. And we all agreed we were going to carry on. Well, the next morning I got a call saying it's a suspended program. And I said, well, I've got a key to the church, and I'm just going to keep going. So I did, and that first week, it was just Chris and I out in the parking lot. I cooked at home, and then I started getting angry calls and texts from the team saying, why didn't you call me? And everybody came back. The cook teams from the other churches didn't come back, so we cooked every week. And just kind of went from there. And that's been, what, like 18, 19 months?
Wow. So what is the best way the community can support the meals program?
Call me. You can volunteer, you can donate. We need cash right now to buy. We're buying a lot of groceries. We're spending about $600 to $700 a week right now. And the need is plateaued right now, but we are forecasting a spike over the next few weeks. But just to give an idea, in the past year and a half, we have collected about $25,000 in donations. We're starting to run out now. And we have served, conservatively, as of July 1st, over 9,000 meals. And that doesn't even address the groceries, the milk, the bread, the eggs, all the produce. Doesn't even address that. So.
Well, that's amazing, Connie. We're glad to see how much you've been able to help the community through the meals program, and look forward to seeing what you do next.
Well, I am honestly just the one that wouldn't say no, but it's the team. And because you're part of that team. And I want to say to AmeriCorps and Fort County, thank you for sending this young man to us. And he's coming back. He's done with the program, but he's coming back to us. You have been invaluable.
Thank you.
Invaluable. We packed 1,400 and some eggs together one day. So we do everything. So yeah, call me if you want to volunteer, if you want to donate. There's no such thing as a small donation, and we don't say no to anybody who has a heart to volunteer. So call me, 248-933-4579.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Hi, welcome back to Senior Break. So before the break, we were talking about some of the upcoming events that we had going on. We do have the St. Patrick's Day meal that the Senior Center is preparing. If you go on the website, if you call, you can register. It's $10 per meal. Chef Brian is making
another great
I know.
meal.
He is just so great with his lunches. They're amazing. So it's going to be on Wednesday, March 16th. The deadline to register is the week prior.
Right.
So when you come there, come inside. If it's nice, we'll be outside. I'll have my spinning wheel so you guys can win prizes. It'll be a really fun time. And you don't want to miss out on Chef Brian's amazing food.
Right, it is amazing. So the St. Patrick's Day meal, to register, your deadline is that Monday, March the 14th. Meals will be available for pickup on the 16th, and they are $10. So you do need to pre-register for those meals at the Parks and Recreation office, so please make sure you get in contact with us and get your meal reserved.
Yes.
So, and then stay tuned, because Cinco de Mayo is right around the corner, and we're working something out with Chef Brian for Cinco de Mayo. So you don't want to miss out on that festive opportunity either. So, wow.
And then also we have coming up. Also we have Neurobics for the Brain. Kathleen Housey from Clarity of Cognition is going to come to the Senior Center. Independence Village is sponsoring the event, so we'll have a raffle basket. Neurobics for the Brain, it's 1 hour boot camp for the brain. You practice your long-term, short-term memory. You can gain an unstoppable memory, increase your cognition speed, and then you can directly apply what you learned that day.
Yes, and we're really excited to have her at our facility. And if you're interested in participating in that as well, please give us a call. It is a free event for all that are participating, but we would like to try to have a count so that we can accommodate everybody. So please contact the Parks and Recreation or Independence Village and let either one of us know that you're interested in participating. So that's great.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, we're offering in the Parks and Recreation office a hearing, health, and assessive session.
Okay.
So if you are in need and would like to get your hearing checked, please come out to the Parks and Recreation on Monday, March the 14th from 12 until 2 p.m. We will have CapTel here, as well as the professional hearing clinic will also be here to perform those hearing tests, and then CapTel will be here to provide feedback from your hearing assessment and potentially be able to offer you some technology to help assist with your hearing.
So. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen them. They are the coolest phones ever. It has a screen directly where it can translate from what people are saying to you, and you can write it out so you can read everything. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like text messaging.
It is. Like voice to text is kind of what it's like. But it's
Exactly.
great because some people, if you have a hard time hearing it, it stinks and you're not able to have that connection with people on the phone. So being able to read and be able to correspond is super great.
Yes, so don't miss that opportunity to come on out. And again, that event is free. So we have a lot of things going on within both of our communities, our big community, and most of them are free. So please come on out and take advantage of these free programs. And if you have a program idea for us that you would like us to expand or build upon, please let us know because we want to service you. So please don't hesitate to share that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. In addition, spring's going to be here before you know it.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yes. The way the temperatures were yesterday, it was so mild. I was ready to go out and start planting. But today, can't do that. So again this year, the Oxford Parks and Recreation is going to be doing the community garden. This will be year number 2.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm really thrilled. We learned a lot from our first year, and we're looking forward to the community garden again this year. But we're really looking for some volunteers. So if any of you have some garden knowledge or just want to be with people and be outdoors, we'd love to have you come out and volunteer and assist with the community garden. So,
or if you have some grandkids and you want to give them something to get them off their technology, have them come out and help them learn how to garden.
Or come together and do this activity together. What a great way to do something productive with your grandchild.
Absolutely.
So the community garden produce that we harvest goes back to our community. So it'll go to the Community Free Meals Program. It'll go to Hope Seniors Center, and we can also definitely see what seniors might be interested in having some fresh produce at Independence Village and drop some off. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we would love to do that. So because we want to give that product that we harvest back to our seniors in the community.
And there's such a plethora of peppers and onions and zucchini and everything. I mean, there was a large harvest when we did it on the show the last time to show everything that you guys got.
Yes, we do. We had a huge harvest last year, and we hope to have it just as big, if not bigger this year, but we need the support of those in the community. So if you're interested in volunteering for the community garden and want to get on that volunteer list, please reach out to either one of us and we can get you on that list. So looking forward to that. We're hoping to get started in May and then wait for that last frost.
I know.
and then really push forward with the garden. So looking forward to that.
Yep. Awesome. That's super exciting.
Yes. Back at it again. Those nice warm summer months.
I know.
Yeah.
They can't come too soon.
No. So, all right. Well, we'll be right back. All right. I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation, and today I have Jeff Kindness with me, out our park superintendent, and we're out at the community garden. I went to Jeff early winter last year, at the beginning of last year, end of last year, beginning of this year, and said, I have this idea about doing a community garden. What do you think? And Jeff's response was, it's a lot of work.
Which we found out.
Yes. Yeah. So then we went to Ron and we talked with Ron, our director, and he said, I love the idea. So I went to CJ over at the township, and who does grant writing, and asked CJ to write a grant. So Jeff and I worked with CJ, provided CJ with some information on how to write this grant. And we applied for the 4-county community foundation grant, and we actually received $10,000.
Yeah. And we had a lot of community support too to help us out with the vegetables and stuff like that. So then we came out and we figured out how big we wanted it for the amount of produce we were going to get, and we just broke soil and we went from there.
Right. So one of the things that I felt was important, because I was thinking good majority of our volunteers that would be helping us would be seniors. So I wanted some raised beds, and then I also wanted to add a greenhouse. So we were able to construct the garden, get some raised beds and the greenhouse all within that $10,000 that we were awarded. So
yeah, and Tractor Supply stepped up, local company here, and helped us out with the raised beds and a bunch of our other gardening tools. Ace Hardware stepped up.
Home Depot
stepped up. They gave us a grant for all the stuff you've seen here was on a grant.
Yep.
So we had a lot of community support to get this thing off the ground and rolling.
Yes. And then we've had several volunteers help over the course between planting. We had a Boy Scout, a Girl Scouts. We had our walking club. We've had just anybody in the community that had an interest in gardening that has come out. Some have been here more than others. The Girl Scouts actually came back and put up a Girl Scout scarecrow in the back of the garden, which is really cool. And they come out periodically and put in some hours, so that's nice.
Yeah, and we also don't want to forget harvest time, because they donated all the vegetable plants you see here. So that was a big bonus for us to get that help from them too.
Yeah, I believe it was, they provided us with 12 flats of between herbs and vegetables. We also had the Oxford School District on the Dominican Sisters property. They have a garden, and their volunteer for that garden also provided us with, I think, a couple of flats of tomatoes and squash, a couple of different kinds of squash, and some pumpkin. So that was really nice. So everything that we have in the garden product-wise was all donated. Jeff and I have sat down and we've kind of come up with a budget and a general, we looked at the amount of product that Harvest Time had donated to us, and we looked at how many, and what the school district with the Dominican Sisters donated, and we looked at it and said, okay, what did we think was too much, what did we think was not enough, and what are we missing?
And we're going to work that out and say we can take some of these out, put more of these in. Like I mentioned earlier, we're looking at carrots, potatoes, we're looking at asparagus. We're looking at a lot of different things that we can get in here now and cut back on some of the stuff that we put in that we didn't need as much of, and go from there. And we'll tweak this every year.
Right.
Every year we'll tweak this.
And we have really no scientific method. It's just, you know, what is working and what is the community asking for. So again, for me, it goes back to the substance part. There are some things that out here that I would say are fun, like the hot peppers and the jalapeno peppers and the banana peppers. I think those are all fun things.
Some of the herbs that we have in, like mint, and you know, some of that stuff is just fun to grow, and you can use a little bit, but
right. And so we may cut back on some of those things. We'll still have them, but we may cut back because I want to go back to like what Jeff just said about meat and potato type of thing, the more substance in product. So some of you might be asking, what have we done with all of this product that we've harvested? So it's gone, we've used it in a couple of different ways. We have a free community free meals program at the Emmanuel Congregational Church in the village of Oxford, in downtown. I think it's at Denison and Hovey, I believe, and they have a free meals program on Wednesday. So we have a group that's been coming out on Wednesdays in the morning, and we're harvesting, and then everything that we harvest has been going to the community free meals program on Wednesdays. Then as we got later into August, we needed to pick up on our harvesting. We went from 1 day to 2 or 3 days of harvest. So what do we do? Because some of that product's not going to make it to the next week Wednesday. So we donated some to Meals on Wheels. So the seniors in our community that received the free meal, the Meals on Wheels meals, received some product. And then we also went over to the Hope Senior Apartments off of Drainer and offered product to them a couple of times. And those seniors there really got to benefit from some of the harvest as well. So
we had a couple cooking classes too, didn't we?
And we did. We had some cooking classes. Those of you that know Connie from Connie's Kitchen, she has had a program with the Parks Department, and once a month, and we've been able to use some of that product in her cooking classes. And those participants have actually, before class, have come out to the garden to harvest the product to take back, and that they use together to create their meal that they did with Connie. So that was really exciting.
Yeah.
And fun. They loved it.
And then what was the other one with the kids?
And then we had a kids program, Simple Organics in town. The owner of Simple Organics, I believe her name is Heather, it's escaping me right now, but I'm pretty sure it's Heather, came out and offered some kids cooking classes. And they also came out, harvested, picked some product for their cooking class, and then she came out a couple of other times on her own, picked some of the things that she thought that she was going to need for her classes. So the kids in the community also got to benefit from the garden. And what was really cool is a couple of the kids that were in those classes actually were here and helped plant it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so one of the moms contacted me and said, you know, this was so cool for my daughter to come out and help plant and then actually get to benefit and learn how to use the product to cook with in this class. So that was really exciting to hear. So going back to next year, like we said, we're going to sit down. There's going to be a couple of us that I'm going to invite to join in on Jeff's and my conversation. Those that have been volunteers that have been really instrumental in helping keep this garden grow, because their input and feedback I think is going to be vital for next year too. And they may have a different idea or perspective about it than what I do or what Jeff does, which could benefit us or maybe something we didn't think about. So
definitely.
We're going to sit down and plot it all out. One of the big questions that we have right now is, do we want to make it a little bit bigger? Do we want to expand it? And if so, how much do we want to expand it? And if we expand it, what are we going to put in those areas that we would expand? So
yeah, just from this year, we've already learned that we're going to reorganize the way we did things out here. The way we did some of the plants, the raised beds, we're going to start, now that we know what we have, we can look now and see and say, okay, that's better, or this is better, or it's going to be better next year. I guarantee it.
Welcome back to Senior Break. We wanted to thank you again, Angela, our special guest, new Executive Director at Independence Village. We're super excited to have you there. You've been a wonderful asset to our community, and you fit right in. So again, we just really appreciate having her here, and we want to thank you for being on our show.
Yeah, and I'm sure you welcome visits, right?
Absolutely, anytime.
Yes, so if you're interested in coming out and seeing Angela and talking to her more and just seeing the facility, please reach out to her at Independence Village or just stop in.
Absolutely. Yeah. See you there.
And just as a reminder, we have all of these nice events that we're offering to our community. If you're interested in participating, to please reach out to Oxford Township Parks and Recreation and get pre-registered. And you can do that by contacting us at 248-628-1720. Or at Independence Village.
Yep, you can give me a call, 248-613-1760.
And until next time, we'll
stay warm,
yes,
stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you. Have a great afternoon.